Hey, Phantom here, coming back at you with another video. We did the poll. You guys voted. You voted for coconut cream pie. If you're just joining me, welcome. My name is Phantom Violet 117. I do gaming content, baking content, occasional vlogs. This is my space to create. So I've been on this little fun winter kick. We've been finding different hot drinks to make online, and then different dessert recipes to pair them with the hot drinks. If you guys like these videos, let me know in the comments. We'll do it again next year for sure. If you're new here, check them out. It was pretty fun. We did a carrot cake with an eggnog hot chocolate in January. We did chocolate lava cakes with cherries in the middle with white chocolate coffee for Valentine's Day. I'm not a professional baker or anything like that, but I like to try things and I like to bake at home. This has been fun. We've really been loving the hot drink recipes as well. This kind of winter cozy theme we've had going on. This is going to be the last video for this little mini hot drink dessert pairing series. If you liked these videos a lot, let me know in the comments and we will continue this little installment next year when things get nasty, ugly, wintry again. So those of you who voted and saw the poll or even my post about this recipe saw that I found an excellent coconut tea recipe, because that's the theme I wanted to go with next. We had carrot, we had chocolate, and now let's do something a little bit different. So I found this recipe for this excellent coconut milk chai tea. It was a very pleasant blend of spices and coconut, just a soothing kind of drink. Like if you're sick, I would recommend this tea because the spices will definitely help clear out your sinuses and soothe a sore throat for sure. So I've been making the recipes the same night. I find a dessert recipe or a treat, I bake it, and then right before we slice into the cake or grab a cookie or whatever kind of dessert we're gonna eat, I prepare the hot drink so that we can have it hot alongside our dessert and so I can get pictures. So I had all that set up. I found a sugar-free coconut recipe I wanted to make. It was like this sugar-free, gluten-free coconut cake. It was a disaster. I followed the recipe to the T. I even made it twice. It basically just tasted like coconut scrambled eggs. It was gross. And there was no texture, it was just flat. It was kind of just falling apart. There was no flour, nothing to kind of hold it together. But I'm like, let me try it anyway because her pictures look really nice. And the thing to keep in mind is even before AI, people were posting fake recipes and pictures, stealing other people's pictures and just giving the wrong recipe and just posting things online that are not. Honestly, I don't even think that they made them. I'm not really sure, but now with the AI, it's going to be significantly worse because they can totally make up a picture. That's why with this, there's always room for improvement, and no matter how much I improve video quality, I'm always going to try to make things look nice. I'm always going to try to make things look aesthetically pleasing for pictures. It's whatever my phone gets. So yes, the pictures turn out really nice sometimes, but they're real pictures, you know what I'm saying? It's real. It was made in my real kitchen, most likely sharing things with my family. We just sit around and eat or try things. So it's never going to be like I'm chasing anything other than just enjoying the process of trying new things together with everybody and with you guys. So at least you know it's real if you come here. So yeah, that recipe didn't work out. And I tried to sub a couple things myself. Like I did more research on it. So I tried to use a gluten-free flour, since the recipe was supposed to be gluten and sugar-free. I got monk fruit sweetener. I tried to thicken it up a little bit, make it actually a cake, and it still didn't work. So those measurements were way off. That recipe really shouldn't be up on the internet. I'm not gonna crucify anybody on here, but if you've seen what I'm talking about and you've tried it, you know. But I'm sure we're all victims of the fake recipe, something that was portrayed as something and ended up being not that thing at all. So I had my delicious hot drink. As you can see in the video, I already filmed that a couple weeks ago. So that was already done and prepared. That turned out good at least. So all I had to do was find something that I would think would pair well with it. I was like, you know what? Let me let you guys choose. Because I was thinking a coconut cake would go good with this, a coconut cookie, or coconut cream pie, which I've never made before. And you guys voted for the pie. So thank you so much for voting. You helped me out a lot. I was having a lot of trouble deciding. We hit a home run with this one, let me tell you. It was delicious. We used toasted coconut in the pie, and oh my God, like it was like little pieces of coconut candy in there. And it was just creamy and thick and flavorful. And honestly, it came together really quick. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video for my full review on everything, so I can give you my final thoughts. If you'd like to try these recipes to yourself, or you have any questions or concerns, the links to the recipe are in the description box. You can go give the authors some credit, give them some love, give them some stars, rate the recipe, leave a comment, ask a question, whatever you want to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your ghosts about me, tell your demons about me, tell your friends about me. All right, let's go. Everybody's eating the toasted coconut off the plate. They wanted extras so that they could just eat it. Never heard of this before, but I guess it might be like what, like kettle corn?
can't stay here forever, stay here forever. Baby, I'm just keeping it real. You hold me down on the weather, down on the weather. You pull me down, down, da, down, 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 da, da, down. I try to turn it around, but you pull me down, down, da, down, 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 da, da, down. 10 feet under the ground. You pull me down, down, da, down, 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 da, da, down. I try to turn it around, but you pull me down, down, da, down, 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 da, da, down. 10 feet under the ground. Pull me down,
Alright, time for the review. My back is killing me today. I was gonna go for a walk, but I decided not to because I took an allergy pill, but I'm still kind of having a lot of trouble with my allergies, so I'll go tomorrow. It is really nice today though. I suppose I'm getting my time outside right now though, right? So let's talk about the pie first. It was pretty straightforward. Whenever I say that, it means what you see is what you get. Everything that the author said, all the instructions that they gave were easy to follow. The toasted coconut is a must if you're going to make this pie. A must. If you don't know how to toast coconut flakes in the oven, it's pretty easy. You can just Google it. You just keep checking on them, tossing them around with a fork until you see them get all nice and toasty and golden. And then I did that first so I can then put them aside to put it in the pie later and also decorate the top. So you make your own graham cracker crust and whipped cream for this recipe. I decided to just make my own whipped cream and get a store-bought graham cracker crust. We really like the Keebler one. Some of the pies in the store come with a lid. I recommend that. I've made pudding pies in the past for events, and that lid really, I don't want to say is a lifesaver, that's kind of dramatic. It's just a big help. It's just an excellent thing to have, so I recommend getting that version of your store-bought crust if that's what you decide to use. And then there's different kinds you can get. Graham cracker crusts are easy to make. It's usually just melted butter, salt, crushed up graham crackers, nothing complicated. I just didn't want to make everything in this pie from scratch, so I was like, either I'm going to make the crust or the whipped cream. So I decided to make the whipped cream, which is also equally as easy to do. I could have added more sugar to the whipped cream for my personal taste. The only thing with making the whipped cream yourself is I personally don't think it lasts as long as, like, say you were going to use Cool Whip on top instead, if you want that part to last, because I had this pie on day 1 and day 3. Highly suggest eating this pie the day that it's made. It tasted the best that day. Unfortunately, I didn't get to have it the second day, but I imagine it still tasted pretty good. But fresh the day of, wow. If you can get up in the morning, I even threw this pie together in the afternoon, so it was done probably around, like, I want to say 4 or 5. We had dessert at like 8 or 9, and it was perfectly set and ready to go by then, and tasted amazing. I love the flavors in this pie. The brown sugar added a nice depth that you get in chocolate chip cookies, that deep flavor. It's just the right kind of sweet. I love brown sugar in baking. The cornstarch definitely helped the pie set up nicely. I know some people are not crazy about cornstarch, and you do have to be careful with it if you have certain dietary restrictions or any medical conditions. And we do cook it on the stovetop, so it probably does break down a decent amount. I did read online that for most recipes you can substitute.
I read that most people prefer tapioca starch. You can use arrowroot powder, potato starch, rice flour.
So if you don't want to use cornstarch, you can give that a shot. If you would prefer not to use that as your solidifying agent, you could probably substitute that for something else. Unfortunately, I'm not sure because I don't really have that much experience with those ingredients. And let me know how it works out. If anybody knows in the comments of things that people can use instead, feel free to share. So yeah, I definitely recommend eating this pie day one, making it fresh the day of. Yeah, more sugar to the whipped cream. Like 1 more tablespoon would have been good. I even maybe would have used granulated sugar instead of the confectioner's sugar. Maybe like 2 tablespoons of that would have made it a little more to my taste. Pro tip for making your own whipped cream, something I've learned a while ago, is chill the bowl you're going to be whipping the cream in the freezer. The colder your ingredients are, the faster the cream will whip up for you, and it makes the whole process a lot easier. So make sure you chill the bowl. Yeah, put the bowl in the freezer at least, I'd say 10 minutes before you put the whipping cream in it.
Couple things I forgot to mention. The pie cut like a dream. The knife went right through, but it stayed firm enough to hold an actual pie shape. Those of you watching me, I'm sure, have experienced the tricky pie that just won't cut, and you mess it up and it's sagging all over the plate and dropping off the server, and you know what I'm talking about. If you're going to use a store-bought crust like I did, the cream mixture was pretty hefty. And you know, store-bought crusts, like the foil on the outside, they're kind of flimsy. They don't really offer that much support. So I decided to secure the bottom of the pie with a plate just to ensure that the graham cracker crust underneath didn't crack or anything. So I recommend securing the bottom of it with a plate or a pan or something, just so the pie can firm up properly and you don't have any cracked areas of your crust. I just picked it up and I was like, oh, I don't know about this. Feels a little flimsy. And it was heavy too, so I'm like, I don't know. If you made the crust from scratch, you don't have to worry because you most likely used an actual pie pan. But this is just for people that want to use a store-bought crust. Another addition I added to both the pie and the tea was coconut extract. You can find it in the store by the other extracts, like vanilla extract, peppermint. I put a teaspoon of coconut extract just to enhance the coconut flavors inside of the pie. And also the tea, I added a little bit of coconut extract in there as well. It wasn't a lot, so it didn't take over, but it really took the recipes to the next level. It enhanced the coconut flavors in both the tea and the pie. Another tip when you're making anything like this with eggs, like a cream mixture or a custard with egg yolks or eggs, make sure you mix or whisk everything well. This avoids lumps in your final product. And make sure you keep whisking the mixture over the heat so that way the eggs don't cook on you and you don't have a lumpy consistency when your mixture is finished. At this part, once this all comes together, you'll know exactly when it's finished. It'll thicken up really nice for you before you add your vanilla extract and your coconut in there. This would be when you would add the coconut extract as well, if that is what you decide to do. I recommend it. I think it added a wonderful flavor to the pie. Only a teaspoon, because then I think that would be too much. You can smell the coconut extract when you get it. It's pretty strong. It reminded me of like a Malibu Bay Breeze, or like it was like a beachy drink kind of a smell when you smell it out of the bottle. The pie was very customizable. You can put fresh fruit on top of the pie before you have it, or chocolate shavings, white chocolate shavings. You can sub out different types of pie crusts or make different types of pie crusts. You can put bananas in the pie. You can make a coconut banana pie. You can add like a little bit, I don't know if they make banana extract, but you can add a little bit of that with your coconut extract. Have a coconut banana pie. That would be delicious. My dad's probably drooling with his eyes popping out of his head right now.
Yeah, so once the mixture was done though, it was done. Like it was bubbling. You can see it. Like you can see the mixture start to thicken up and become the center of the pie that you want. So you'll know like, oh, this is ready. So you don't have to worry about like, is this done? I can't tell, which is makes me rip my hair out for other recipes. I'm like, I can't tell, is that done? Should I put a thermometer in it? I'm like freaking out. This is very clearly done when it's done. You'll feel it thicken up as you go. Yeah, everybody loved the store-bought crust. Honestly, there was like saltiness to the Keebler crust that went really nicely with the sweetness of the pie. The flavors all complemented each other. So if you wanted to add like a generous pinch of salt, if you're making homemade graham cracker crusts, I would recommend that. Or even use salted butter. It complements the sweetness, like a chocolate covered pretzel almost. Okay, that's it for the pie. Very delicious. Let's talk about the tea. I put the amount of tea bags in the pot that it said to this time because I wasn't worried about staying up late. It was easy. You boil the water, you put the tea bags in the pot, you let it steep for 10 minutes, and then you add all of your ingredients after: your coconut milk, your honey, spices, anything else you want to add to the tea. I used the Twinnings Chai tea flavor. When I usually drink tea, I drink it with nothing in it because I'm either using it to wake up or I'm using it to help with allergies or sickness, like soothing my throat or helping to clear out my sinuses. And having a cup of this tea by itself definitely helps with that. I felt better, more clear after drinking it. I didn't use the cardamom, I couldn't find it, and I was like, honestly, I don't think I'd like that anyway. If anybody does use it or likes it a lot, let me know. What does it taste like? I don't know what it is. Oh, before I forget, sometimes the coconut milk, when you get it in the can, is not ready to come out. It's like kind of solidified on the top. So they say shaking it helps, but I shook it quite a bit, and you just literally stick a spoon in the top and then pour it into a bowl, get a whisk, and kind of whisk it. Yeah, it's the same deal for the pie. You'll see me whisking the coconut milk just to make sure that it gets nice and thick and smooth, that consistency that we need it to be to perform its magic. But that's it. That's the last Hampton Bakes and Brews for now until next winter season. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
If only you and me could sail across the sea, I know that we could be forever.